Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a lockdown Friday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's swing across to our friends over in Adelaide in particular. And of course, for Fulham United in particular, because they finished off the season with a 3-2 win over Adelaide Comets to end the season last weekend. Of course, we got 6 very special guests joining us right now from Fulham United Women's Premier League team to tell us all about it. Thanks all you for joining us.
Thanks, Will. Thanks for having us.
I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and what position all you played on the field this season.
I'm Charlie and I play centre back.
Fiona as striker.
Me, I play midfield.
Natasha, fullback. Matilda, and I play goalkeeper.
And I'm Jo, I'm a centre midfielder.
Pretty tough season for your team in particular, but obviously you finished off with a 3-2 win against Adelaide Comets last weekend. Tell us, I guess, how difficult was it, not just for, I guess, the playing wise, but obviously with what's been happening with COVID and obviously the season starting, then a break, and then I was obviously resuming and finishing off the season. How difficult has this year been?
So having that big break in between and having such a stop-start season, I think it affected us a little bit, but I think the girls stuck to their training regime throughout over the COVID break that we had. We got in contact with the S&C coach and we developed a stay-at-home program that we encouraged each other by creating little challenges for each other, and the girls stuck to it really well and came back out and started basically the second start of the season really well. So I think it did affect us, but the girls managed the season pretty well.
And how did everyone go in the challenges during the COVID break?
I think everyone did reasonably well. Some girls needed a little encouraging push, but generally, we sort of split the group into attackers and defenders and a little bit competitive, so that sort of got the girls motivated. But, we really took it into perspective and we were really grateful that we were able to get out and go for a run. So, for most of the girls, it didn't take much to get them going. So, everyone was pretty motivated to get back into the season. We were confident that it would start up again, so that sort of kept us going throughout. So it was really positive. We were really proud of the girls and how they worked really hard to.
Now, I have to ask, because you just mentioned attackers v defenders, who won?
Attackers.
Yeah.
Defenders won because
we
had an extra person.
So defenders won just purely because they had an extra runner. So it was pretty close, but we get the edge. But we let them have that one. They don't get to win.
Now, when you got back onto the field, and especially getting back to training after the COVID break, how long did it take until you got really comfortable training with each other with the with all the COVID procedures and everything like that, and all the protocols?
Well, we actually got together a little bit before the season actually started. So we got about, I think it was like a month of training in before we actually started the season back again, which was really good. The girls all got, we couldn't do any contact drills. We were separated and doing all that, but it gave us some time to really focus on some skill and a certain aspect of our game, which was really good. And then I feel like we started back into the season really confidently and we all felt really good. And then I think some of the other teams started to catch up to us and then, kind of evened out at the end, which was pretty good.
I want to speak to you about one particular win that you've had throughout the year. That was against Metro United in the first time you versed them, when you won 2-1. That was back in June. Tell us a bit about that game in particular.
It was our first game back after COVID, and that was a really exciting game, I think, because we had worked so hard on our fitness and during our trainings. We were also really motivated just to get back on the park and had a great game. Did you score both that game? Yeah, we scored a bag that game, so it was a good game for her. Yeah, we clicked really well, and full credit to Metro. They're a great team, and historically we've always struggled to match them, but I was super proud of the girls. I think we were on top of them for majority of the game, in my opinion, and we did really well to come away with 3 points round one back after COVID. So yeah, had to do.
Yeah, it's all right. I feel like that was my first proper game out with all these lot after, because I hadn't even had a training session before the first game. So yeah, I thought it was really nice to get out there and played really well. Yeah, it was a good start.
It was a pretty tough year in regards to playing against all the top teams in the competition. I'm not going to say how you went against them, but did you learn from those games, and especially to hopefully improve for next season?
I think for us, especially the club, there is one major thing that Fulham has over a lot of SA clubs and a lot of other clubs that I think have been here, is that, even when we suffer losses with whatever, we're such a family group and we've got such a bond that has been created by Tash and Joe and founding members of the club, that we can just all get around each other. And I think we've learned to bring obviously new players such as Chloe and Mia into the team, and just Charlie, sorry, and Mia, just meant to be here. Charlie and Mia into the team, and help them learn that it's not always about, I think, winning and losing. Like, it's how you respond to it and how you react and your attitude afterwards, and the fact of if your teammates and how you feel and I think that for me, that's one of the most important things, is having a great team energy and supporting each other around on and off the pitch.
Now, tell us a couple of players in your team that had a fantastic year throughout the season, and you cannot include yourselves.
Look, I think Fiona had a good year this year. This is her first. She's played in Australia before, but her first year at Fulham, and there was one game she scored 4 goals, which was just incredible. So definitely Fiona was a great asset to us this year. And
I think the good thing about our team is we have a lot of consistency throughout all of our players. Like, everyone plays really well, and we're all on the same wavelength and on the same level, kind of thing. That so yeah, we all just bring each other up, and we don't have any players that are going to outshine anyone else. We all just play together and try to play as a team as much as possible.
I guess, is there one particular game this year that that stands out to all of you the most?
I think for me, I think the cup, we played the cup throughout the season as well. Our cup game against Metro was another really important win for us, and for me that was probably one of the most exciting for the year. We came away with the 4-1 win, and it was a really close game. It was 1-1 at half time, and then sort of in the last 15 minutes we really pulled away and scored 3 goals. So for me that was one of the most enjoyable wins this year, and
I think they were the most exciting goals that we scored as well.
Exactly,
Mia scored a cracker. I think there was multiple goal scorers that made it even better, and it just, I think everyone just got around it, to be honest.
Yeah, and that put us into the semi-final, which was exciting to play some finals football with the girls. So yeah, I think that's for me, but I think the RC girls enjoyed that win quite a lot as well.
I think for me, the Uni Cup game, even though we ended up losing on pens, I think that was sort of the first game. We'd had a bit of a drought. We hadn't really picked up any points in the league. And I think that was sort of the turning point game for us. I think that's when we sort of turned it around, and, without having played, we played really good football in that game. Without that, would we have picked up points against Comets? I'm not sure, but I think that was important. Yeah.
Now, you just mentioned about that cup semi-finals that went into that dreaded penalty shootout that no one likes. Obviously, tonight would have been the night that you actually would have been playing in the cup final against Adelaide City. Now, I have to ask this question. Obviously, I'm assuming you are watching that game tonight on the live stream. Now, who do you think is going to win? And if you actually make the grand final, do you think you could win the whole thing?
Realistically, Adelaide City are a very good team, very good side. Pretty hard to beat that team, but look, a cup final, anything can happen. there's adrenaline, there's excitement, there's a crowd. So really anything could have happened. So we could have pulled away a win, as could Uni tonight. But City are a very strong team and a very hard team to beat.
They've been together for a while and they're well drilled, and obviously they've got quite a few Adelaide United players that have stuck together, so they know how each other play, and it's such great football that they do play. So yeah, definitely going to be a good game to watch, I think.
How did all you get involved in the World Game, and why did you choose it?
Well, I got involved by growing up. My dad, he's from England, always loved football. That's just the first thing we've ever done is wake up, sometimes go out and play. And as my brother's the oldest, and then it's my sister, we've all loved just being in the backyard, just playing together as a family. And it's ever since then I've just started playing with the club, and then just carried on through and just love it to this day.
Yeah, my brother got me into it when I was like 4 years old. He made me go down and play for the team he was playing for, a couple of age groups younger, and yeah, that was it. Never stopped since then.
Very cute.
I used to forget my shin pads on purpose because I was too scared to play. And the first time, it took 3 weeks until my dad finally drove home, made me go and get them, put them on. I was like, Dad, I loved it.
I'm from Scotland. There's quite a big culture around football there, so my dad encouraged me to get into it, and I'm still playing it now, which is really good.
Pretty big thing, yeah. I played with Dad. I just went and watched his game when I was a kid, and just went out every weekend. And eventually, I just said to him, "I have to play. I don't want to watch anymore. I want to play." So yeah.
I'm probably going to break the stigma. It's actually because of my mum. My mum was a midfielder and obviously got taught by my mum-in-law. And yeah, that's been passed down. But obviously, I didn't follow in her footsteps of being a midfielder and became a goalkeeper instead.
Yeah, I'm much the same as the girls. I've got an older brother and just wanted to be like him. So I started playing when I was about 6, and I've played ever since then. So yeah, it's definitely the best sport in the world. I couldn't imagine playing anything else.
Sure, DJ.
Now, what will be some World Game highlights about all your soccer journey so far?
Well, anyone got anything exciting? Because I sure don't. So
mine was probably indoor. I've represented Australia for the Women's World Cup in 2017. I went across to Spain. But yeah, that was futsal, so nothing much in outdoor per se.
A hat trick in the FA Cup, one year highlight of mine in more recent times anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of my highlights.
yeah, the rest of us are pretty boring.
Well, me and Mia have both represented South Australia, Coffs Harbour, for just a week at Nationals. That was pretty exciting.
Now, Charlie and Mia, I want to ask both of you this question. Obviously, both of you come out of the NTC program and obviously into Fulham. How difficult was it to play against your former teammates?
It wasn't that it was difficult. It was probably more of knowing not really to stuff up, but kind of knowing how they play. Kind of wanted to get our team to take like their weaknesses at the same time as also really wanted to prove ourselves to the coaches and show that we are who we are and that we were once a part of that, but now onto bigger and better things. And
no longer NTC.
Yeah, I enjoy playing against the girls, just because obviously friends with them, you always have to make sure you're a bit better, just so they know.
Get competitive.
Get competitive, but also friendly, so it's good.
What does the World Game mean to all of you, and especially playing at Fulham?
Yeah, just finishing up the season now, I think we all realise how much we really love the game and how much it means to us. And like Matilda was saying before, we're all so close and we all get along really well. So it's more than a game to us. We're like a big family, and there's much more to it than just going out there and playing 90 minutes. We really enjoy being together, and like we're all really excited for the World Cup coming here next year.
So, yeah.
2023, yeah.
Next year.
Yeah, in 2023, and we're all gonna make sure we're a part of that together, and so the club is just a vehicle for us to be together, and we all love the club, and like Tash, I've been here for 8 years, and Tash is a fossil of the club, so she's been here forever, so we all love the club, and we all love the club. We love the club, and we love everyone here. That's from all the volunteers and all the way up to the president as well. So
yeah, like she said, it's good. We not only play together, we love watching it together as well. So we also have a former player for Fulham, Jenna McCormack, and we're hoping she can make the World Cup as well, so we can watch her play and support her all the way, which will be really nice. A good achievement for the club as well as her. So hopefully that can happen and she can achieve her goals and we can support her all the way through.
I'll ask the same question to Charlie Mia. Obviously come from the NTC. Why did both of you choose Fulham?
Yeah, I've tried at other clubs around South Australia, and they just weren't as good as Fulham when I came. I really enjoyed the trials and how welcoming everyone was, especially because I was a little bit younger. Everyone kind of helped me along and showed me everything, which I really enjoyed because I felt that they really cared about me.
Which we do.
It's really good.
I only tried at Fulham, and from the first trial, they were very welcoming. The coaches were nice, and just since then, I just wanted to be a part of the team. Yeah, not much else to it. There was just family environment, unlike some other teams, and it was just very nice to be a part of a big family while playing the sport that I love.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to ask, because you just asked Charlie me this question, I'm going to ask Fiona the same question. Why did you choose Fulham coming across?
Fulham chose me.
We're still going to count and they're like, we want her.
No, so I was over here in 2017 playing for Adelaide Uni with John Ebbs and Kevin, who's our technical director last summer, who are now at Fulham, and they got in contact and sort of spoke to me about coming over, and so that's how I'm at Fulham. So yeah, Fulham's been like my family here basically.
And also, I'm going to ask the same question to Matilda as well.
So I've come back from Melbourne playing for Adelaide United, and I recently played for City, so looking for a new club to come to, and I wanted to step up to that next level of playing in the WNPL. So I've tried at a few clubs, and the last club I actually tried for was Fulham, and the trials, it was really good. I was welcomed by a lot of the players and the staff there. That was when Max Primaro was still head coach, and even then I was fully welcomed by the club, especially under like a few circumstances. I had to quickly leave, go to Barcelona, and they were very understanding of the situation, and instantly they were like very welcoming, and they understood my skill level, and they said, yeah, we'll work with you, fit you into the team.
Now, you all mentioned right at the start what position you all play on the field. If you had a preferred position where you'd like to convince your coaches to put you, where would that be?
Or striker. Put me up front.
Oh yeah, no.
Me and I are going to swap positions. She's going to go 2K.
Absolutely no.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time trying to convince my coaches to play me on the wing, but hasn't happened yet.
Joe's also stand-in defender sometimes, or a number 9.
Erica, 9, winger.
Yeah, I played really all over the park this year, so I'm pretty happy in central midfield. I'm comfortable there. I know what I'm doing.
How about you guys?
Oh, well, I played midfield and wing this season, which is good. So I've got a bit of variety. I liked it.
I've only played centre back this season, and I
How'd you like to play though?
like centre back, but I do like left back. and sometimes I like being in the midfield, but more comfortable once in a while.
Spice it up. I'm not swapping with you. Stirring the pot.
Now, someone did mention about the Women's World Cup being here in Australia in 2023. I guess, what did that news mean to all of you? And has that attracted any of the players coming to your club since that announcement?
I think from, I coach at the under-11s, and I think from that perspective, yeah, it probably has. We've had loads of interest, loads of new players coming in as the season has gone on. So, yeah, probably not at, our level, but yeah, some of the underage groups, I'd say has.
Yeah, definitely. FSA held a gala day right after we won the bid for the 2023 World Cup, and I went out as a representative, and there were a lot of kids that, boys and girls, who hadn't played before or were just starting out, and we were able to give out flyers and speaking to some of those kids that had never played. They were like, a lot of the girls as well, they were like, yeah, I want to be like, Sam Kerr, Caitlin Ford, Steph Catley, things like that. That was the sort of information coming back. So I think it's definitely brought interest back into soccer, which is, awesome for the sport.
Yeah, it's really special for all of us, like Tash said, having Jenna a part of the Matilda squad. She's a really close friend of ours, so it's really special that we have the opportunity to watch her represent our country, here in Australia and New Zealand. So that's really exciting, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Like every child dreams of playing in the World Cup and representing a country, and it's so cool that one of our teammates and our friends can do that. So yeah, we're all really excited.
Jenna just a moment ago. Now, also, she does play another sport as well, on top of the world game of football, in another football code. Have either of you tried to persuade her to stay with the world game of football instead of the other code that obviously she's won a premiership in as well?
I think we kind of encouraged her to do both kind of things, because it's a big achievement to be able to succeed in two sports. But I think now, it's getting towards the World Cup. We're definitely pushing her to one side. We really want to see her play in the World Cup and achieve great things in that sport, because she's achieved so much with AFL. So it'd be really nice to see her achieve this one as well.
I think if anything, she's going to introduce footy to us. Like definitely on the off season when we go on our little trips away together. We love getting in a bit of a game of marks up or a bit of footy, so I think it's kind of been the opposite way around. And we've started to become a bit of footy heads. Yeah.
Now, do either of you have a future ambitions, long or short term, in the sport of the world game?
At the moment, both Fee and I are training with Adelaide United. Fee on a more so regular occurrence than I am, as well deserved, that is. So definitely for me, I would love, I think it's always been a dream of mine to be a Matilda playing in the Matildas. The amount of times that's been said to me, I think is ridiculous, and I could probably make $1 million off it. But yeah, I think my aspirations are to get as far as I can, and just enjoy the sport as much as I can as well.
Yeah, I guess short term for me, if I can get myself in with Adelaide United, that'd be great. But longer term, it's just, and I've always, football's always had so many opportunities, for instance, coming over to Australia and things like that. So it's just making the most of those kind of opportunities and seeing where it takes me and just making the most of it, really.
Yeah, it'll be good to, to train with Adelaide United in the next coming years, and just to have that experience of playing in a W League team would be really good.
I've always wanted to play for Adelaide United or represent Australia with the Matildas, but I've also, for my dad, really wanted to play for Everton. That's his favourite team.
Yeah, for me, I just enjoy playing in the league we're playing in, and just get the most out of that. And I'm happy where I am.
Yeah, I'm the same. My short-term goal is to not get injured for the season. So, yeah, just to make it through a season at a time. I'm getting a little bit old now, so that's about it.
Now, what would be your advice to our listeners out there that should get involved in the World Games, especially down there at Fulham United?
Stick at it. Look, we're a great family club, and if they absolutely want to get involved, we're more than happy, and we'd love to welcome you with open arms. Soccer's a brilliant sport, and it's not always just about winning or losing. It's a fun, and also exercise keeps you healthy, and you literally form long-term relationships, friendships, everything. I think it's one of the best and most social sports you could ever be involved in.
Finish off with a couple of light-hearted questions about your teammates.
They say.
All right, first question I'm going to ask. Who had the most embarrassing moments this past season, and what was it?
It's actually one of you, which right my son header.
Yeah! So, can we explain what happened?
Wait,
Joe,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, no,
I want to get that on this. So, yeah, we were playing Adelaide City, and in the first half, I was trying to run pretty hard, and I was pretty determined to do my job, and there was a ball being played from there right back, and I was on that wing at the time, and it was sort of at like shoulder.
Apparently
It was a bit lower than what I anticipated, so it was coming pretty quick, and I didn't think I could get my foot there in time, so I tried to do a diving header, and I completely missed the ball and just like face planted, and it was right in front of Adelaide City's bench, and they were all just looking at me like, but yeah, I tried pretty hard at it, and it was a bit embarrassing at the time.
I don't think any of us knew it happened until we watched the footage. I was like, what is going on here?
literally looked like a fish flying through the air.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not a really good jumper, so I don't know why I jumped at that. I thought I'd give it a crack.
Definitely the highlight.
Yeah.
So that's on tab, is it?
No, it's not. No,
Yes, it is. I'll give you the game later in a minute as well.
Yeah, please do. I want to see that. Who's the comedian in the team?
Say me, actually.
Oh, no.
Yeah. To be honest, she's a bit of a wisecrack to me. She comes out with some random stuff, and I think it makes some situations funny. That's for me.
I think we have heaps.
Yeah.
We have so many players in the team that are hilarious and just come out with
There's actually another one.
great one-liners.
Sarah Hunt.
Yeah,
Sarah Hunt.
Sarah Hunt.
She's one of our centre defenders. She's an absolute hoot. Like this.
She's doing something else. She's listening in the background.
I know there's this thing called TikTok at the moment. Now I'm going to ask this question. Hopefully this is relating to what you're just about to demonstrate to us. Who's the best singer and dancer in the team, and who uses TikTok the most?
The most.
Definitely Fiona and Zoe.
Oh, yeah. Zoe, so Jay would be the best singer.
Who's the best dancer?
It's have you?
Joyce. Yeah, Joyce can put out some little steps. She does
Not at
little.
all.
She's got her one dance move
Yeah.
that she just repeats over and over and over
It's like
again.
little two steps. She likes to do it over an object.
Just make sure everyone knows it.
Yeah. So yeah, TikTok definitely Mia and another girl called Chloe.
Yeah.
Best singer is Zoe. Zoe, Jade, and David.
She's a great singer.
Now, I'm assuming there's some pre-game songs to hype the team up before game. If so, who runs the playlist and what's the worst song on it?
We fight for that playlist.
So
everyone wants it.
So we bring one, like I've got my speaker that I bring, and I just leave the phone open because unfortunately these two love to skip, change, do whatever. Sometimes we have some Valerie, sometimes we have some Chris Brown, Run It. Other times we've got Rihanna,
A lot of Rihanna.
Bastille remix, like from Greece, so some bangers. So it's literally, you could go from like a 90s R&B dance floor to a full-on doof dance floor to Valerie, just Joe bopping out in the middle by herself.
I think the worst one that I played was All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey 2 weeks ago, so that was the worst one that I played.
The worst song choice.
Some interesting ones, yeah.
It's hard because the age group in our team is like, what, 15 to 40? So
Yeah, that's true.
So I have to ask this question as a follow-up. Why was All I Want for Christmas on that playlist, even though there's nowhere near Christmas?
That's just a
Yeah,
belter.
I was just feeling it. Yeah, I just thought it would get everyone up. And yeah, just belted it out. Yeah.
It's a good sing-along. A sing-along always works.
Now I know with some of the clubs I've entered already, they have a fine system or some sort of like awful shirt when people do something really silly or stupid. Do your team have the similar thing? And if so, who's wore it the most? And have either you been a victim to one of those?
Can we swear on here? We did have a wanker shirt for a season or two, and you know it got into a few weeks, and then people were disagreeing.
She got it, and then she was like,
Yeah,
"No,
so-
I ain't wearing it."
No, that wasn't me.
Yeah, what?
Sounds like you.
Yeah, people get they think that what they did is not that dumb because typically it's what they normally do anyway, like Sash does. So yeah, it hangs around for a few times, and then girls are like, "No, I don't want to wear it anymore." But yeah, we did have a fine system this year.
Just for things like forgetting clothes and being late, you know, the usual stuff. It tallied up pretty quickly.
I think the person who wrapped up the most would be Zoe and Amelia.
Yeah.
They were late to everything. And then there was last round game against Metro. They were 40 minutes late.
That was a big fine.
Yeah,
That was
massive. They're paying for our end of season trip.
Two final ones before I let you all go. Firstly, do either you have a pre-game superstition or ritual?
She's got a few.
Yeah, I do have a few. Yeah, Bee's got a few. I like it on the house.
Yeah. Otherwise she gets a bit mad.
Yeah. I always have a bowl of pasta before I play, and I have a pre-game shower. I like to feel fresh before the game, so I have a shower, and I do strap up my left wrist and then just write a little bit of whatever I think needs attention, bit of motivational stuff, work rate and things like that. So yeah, that's me.
So Fiona had a bit of a cry one game.
I did not cry, Bella.
So she has She has her routine where she has to do everything at a certain point before the game, and our coach decided to change it up on her last minute, and she could not handle it.
She was so mad, she went up to the coach.
Okay, you're painting such a terrible picture of me, right? No, I just like to, on my house out before a game, at least one bathroom stop, if not two.
Oh my God, the bathroom.
It's just the thing that I do. Yeah, take my boots off, put them back on again.
Really?
Well, no, I don't wear my top socks for the
yeah.
game, so I have to take them off, then put them on, boots back on, shin pads it. Yeah, it's not that big a deal, but you know, I need to be prepared if I'm not going to be able to do it.
And of course, finish off with one last one. Now, during your lockdown at the start of the year, did you try anything new? And if so, is there a hidden talent that you didn't think you had?
I tried to juggle, I can't.
That's always really proud.
I don't know if it's a talent. I just became fitter.
Yeah, that's.
I think I became the second fittest in the team behind Fiona. And for a goalkeeper, I think that's one of the most impressive things I've ever done in my life. So, but it's not really a talent, is it?
Yeah, we didn't really do much
Yeah, we
other
don't
than
really
run,
have
so
talent.
yeah, we're not very talented other than football, to be quite fair. So
I'm not good at that either.
Yeah. We just kick the ball around.
Well, all six of you, thank you so much for joining us. It's awesome having all of you on the show. Obviously, next year, we'll definitely make sure we'll come out to watch your team in action in 2021 and support the mighty Fulham United team in next season. Let's hope you can knock off a lot of the top teams this year, and hopefully I'll get to see you in the finals in 2021.
Perfect.
thanks, we appreciate it. Thanks, take care.
No worries, and that's the Fulham United Women's Premier League team. Of course, make sure you get out there next season to support them in 2021, of course, and get involved there. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on Lockdown Friday.